Welcome, gents. There's something about Sigma males that completely throws modern women off balance. These men don't fit the mold, silent, independent, and unfazed by the typical relationship dynamics. They're not interested in being the center of attention, nor do they chase validation like most people. But here's the thing, their very nature, the qualities that make them stand apart, are often the same things that drive most women up the wall. This isn't just about preferences, it's about how these men break the unwritten rules of how relationships should work. If you've ever wondered why the majority of modern women struggle with Sigma males, let's dive into the 12 brutally honest reasons behind that tension. It's not what you'd expect. Now, gentlemen, let's get started. I invite you to watch the entire video and share your thoughts in the comments section below. Starting with number 12. Sigma males prioritize peace over drama. In today's world, relationships often seem to thrive on emotional ups and downs, where drama is mistaken for passion and intensity. Many modern women have come to expect these emotional roller coasters as a sign that the relationship is real. It's the dramatic fights, heated arguments, and constant back and forth that seem to keep things alive for them. But here's where Sigma males stand apart. They don't buy into that mindset. For them, peace of mind is everything, and engaging in unnecessary drama just isn't worth their time. Sigma males are wired differently. They prefer a life of calm and stability, where problems are solved rationally rather than through shouting matches or emotional manipulation. This doesn't mean they don't care or aren't capable of deep feelings. In fact, it's the opposite. They care enough to avoid getting caught up in pointless conflict. Their peace of mind is non-negotiable, and they won't sacrifice it just to keep someone else entertained or feeling emotionally engaged. From the outside, this can make Sigma males seem cold, detached, or even boring. Modern women who are used to intense emotional highs and lows might mistake a Sigma's calm demeanor as a lack of passion. But the truth is, Sigma males aren't here for the chaos. They don't need conflict to feel alive or connected. They want a relationship built on mutual respect and understanding, not endless drama. And honestly, who can blame them? Even I, Gents Grove, despise unnecessary drama. Like Sigma males, I value my peace of mind above all, and no relationship, no matter how passionate, is worth giving that up. Peace is power, and for Sigmas, it's the foundation of everything. Number 11. He refuses to chase her. Sigma males have no interest in chasing anyone, and that alone is enough to drive many modern women crazy. In a culture where playing hard to get often gives women the upper hand, the Sigma male's refusal to engage in that game is a curveball they don't see coming. Most men, eager for attention or validation, will chase relentlessly, trying to win someone over. But Sigma males, they don't need to chase, and they won't. They live by their own set of rules and won't bend them just to pursue someone who's dangling the bait. This lack of pursuit isn't arrogance, it's self-respect. Sigma males know their worth and aren't interested in proving themselves or convincing anyone of it. They're perfectly content being on their own, and that's what makes them so different. The typical back and forth of flirting games or the thrill of the chase simply doesn't appeal to them. When a woman tries to play that game with a Sigma male, expecting him to react like most men, she quickly realizes that he won't bite. Instead, he remains indifferent, moving forward with his life, which only heightens the frustration. What really throws women off is that he's not indifferent out of spite or a desire to play mind games. He genuinely doesn't care for the chase. He's secure enough in himself that he doesn't need to run after anyone for validation. If there's no genuine connection or mutual interest, he's gone without a second thought. This detachment from the usual chase dynamic puts women in an unfamiliar position. The power they're used to wielding by making men chase after them suddenly disappears, leaving them confused, intrigued, and, in some cases, a little resentful. It's a complete flip of the script, and it challenges the very core of how many modern women expect men to behave. Number 10. Their detachment makes them impossible to weaponize. In relationships, emotional closeness is often used as a tool of influence. Some modern women, knowingly or unknowingly, use affection, intimacy, or even emotional vulnerability to steer their partner's actions or reactions. It's a form of control, whether through guilt, reward, or attention. But when it comes to Sigma males, this approach simply doesn't work. They're emotionally detached in a way that makes them almost immune to these tactics. But don't get it twisted. This detachment doesn't mean they don't care. Sigma males care deeply, but they refuse to let their emotions be used as weapons against them. They've mastered the art of staying centered, even in the most intense situations. Where others might fall into emotional traps or get swayed by emotional highs and lows, Sigma males stay steady. They know their worth and aren't willing to trade their peace of mind for emotional games. This non-reactiveness can leave many women frustrated. The usual emotional levers, guilt, jealousy, affection, don't have the same effect. Sigmas won't beg for attention or crumble under emotional pressure. This independence, this emotional self-control, makes them impossible to manipulate. And while that might seem cold to some, it's actually a strength. Sigmas value authentic connection, free from hidden agendas or emotional bargaining. They're not interested in playing games. They're in it for something real. Number 9. Sigma. Males cannot be tamed. Sigma males refuse to be tamed, and that's a notion that rattles modern women. They don't fit neatly into societal expectations or relationships that demand conformity. While many people seek compromise and adapt to fit into a partnership, the Sigma male stands firm in his refusal to change who he is to suit someone else's needs or desires. This refusal to be tamed means he won't bend to traditional roles or expectations within a relationship. He doesn't follow the typical scripts that involve adjusting his behavior, interests, or even his lifestyle to make things work. Instead, he remains steadfast in his individuality, which can be both fascinating and infuriating. His self-assurance and commitment to living life on his own terms make him impervious to attempts at control or influence. For women who are used to relationships where mutual compromise is key, the Sigma male's refusal to be tamed can feel like an insurmountable obstacle. He won't be molded or shaped by someone else's vision of what a partner should be. This steadfastness can be threatening because it challenges the usual dynamics of influence and persuasion in relationships. Rather than adjusting to fit into someone's expectations, he stays true to himself, creating a dynamic that's both exhilarating and exasperating. His unyielding nature forces others to confront a different standard of relationship dynamics, one where autonomy is paramount and conformity is irrelevant. This resistance to being tamed isn't about being difficult or uncooperative. It's about maintaining integrity and authenticity. In a world where many people bend and adapt, thank you for being a valued subscriber. Your ongoing support is greatly appreciated and motivates us to continue creating meaningful content. We truly value your engagement. Number 8. Sigma males, anti-materialist stance. Sigma males often have a strong anti-materialist stance, rejecting the idea that material possessions or flashy symbols of success define a person's worth. They don't care about having the latest car, the biggest house, or designer clothes to impress others. For them, value comes from within. Character, knowledge, and personal freedom are far more important than what can be bought. This mindset often puts them at odds with women who place a higher emphasis on material comforts or view social symbols as a reflection of success and security. In many cases, women may see material possessions as a way to enhance their quality of life or as a natural part of achieving certain milestones, whether it's owning a home, building a comfortable lifestyle, or showcasing success through status symbols. When these values collide with a Sigma male's minimalist approach to life, friction can arise. The Sigma's refusal to prioritize material things might be seen as a lack of ambition or a disregard for providing the traditional forms of comfort and security. This difference in values can lead to misunderstandings. Women who find meaning or reassurance in material success may feel disconnected from a Sigma male's lifestyle, interpreting his anti-materialism as indifference to their desires. But for Sigma males, it's not about rejecting comfort, it's about refusing to be defined or controlled by possessions. They seek deeper, more meaningful forms of fulfillment, which often leaves them at odds with the material-driven aspects of modern life. Number 7. Sigma males. Don't see conflict as a game. Sigma males have a fundamentally different approach to conflict in relationships. For them, conflict isn't a game or a way to negotiate power and attention. They don't engage in emotional sparring or try to win arguments by manipulating feelings or creating drama. Instead, Sigma males approach conflict with the intention to either resolve the issue calmly or disengage from it entirely if it becomes unproductive. They aren't interested in power struggles or using conflict as a way to gain leverage. This mindset often clashes with women who may view relationship conflict as a space to express emotions, test boundaries, or even secure more attention. For some, the back and forth of disagreements can feel like a way to gauge how much the other person cares, or to assert a sense of control in the relationship. But to a Sigma male, this kind of emotional sparring is pointless. He's not going to stick around for a shouting match or let the conflict escalate just for the sake of passion or validation. This refusal to engage in drawn-out conflict can sometimes be misinterpreted as avoidance or detachment. Women may see it as a lack of emotional investment or a sign that the Sigma male doesn't care enough to fight. In reality, it's quite the opposite. By not feeding into emotional games, Sigma males are setting clear boundaries. They prefer to handle things maturely and move on, valuing peace and resolution over the chaotic drama that often comes with unnecessary conflict. Number 6. Sigma males. Solitude is a power move, not a weakness. Many modern women tend to associate being alone with loneliness, isolation, or even failure in relationships. Society often teaches that constant companionship or a partner's undivided attention is a sign of love and commitment. Sigma males, however, completely flip this narrative on its head. For them, solitude isn't something to avoid. It's a vital source of strength, self-discovery, and growth. Sigma males don't seek validation through constant presence in someone else's life. They thrive in their own company, using solitude as a way to recharge, reflect, and focus on their personal goals. This can be unsettling for women who are used to equating love or value with how much time and attention they receive from a partner. In a Sigma male's world, being alone isn't a weakness. It's a deliberate choice, a way to maintain independence and clarity in their lives. For some women, this love for solitude can feel like a rejection or a sign that the Sigma male isn't invested in the relationship. They may expect a partner to always be available, physically and emotionally, to prove their commitment. But for Sigma males, constantly being present doesn't equate to love. They challenge the idea that a relationship requires constant proximity. By embracing solitude, they're not pulling away. They're simply ensuring they stay grounded and maintain their sense of self. It's a power move, one that shows they don't need to rely on anyone else to feel whole. Now at number 5, Sigma males are unfazed by emotional outbursts. Sigma males are unfazed by emotional outbursts, and that's a major source of frustration for many modern women. While most people might react to a storm of emotions with sympathy, confusion, or even anxiety, the Sigma male remains remarkably calm and composed. He doesn't get swept up in the drama or feel pressured to respond to emotional highs and lows. Instead, he observes with a detached clarity that can seem almost unnerving. When faced with a dramatic display of emotion, whether it's anger, tears, or passionate arguments, the Sigma male doesn't flinch. His lack of reaction isn't about being cold or unfeeling. It's about maintaining his equilibrium. He understands that emotions are temporary and that they often cloud judgment. Instead of engaging with the emotional turbulence, he keeps his own emotions steady and his responses measured. This can be jarring for women who are used to emotional reactions being a normal part of communication and conflict. His calmness, in the face of emotional outbursts, can make women feel like their feelings are being invalidated, even if that's not his intention. They might expect him to join in the emotional exchange, provide comfort, or even get involved in the drama. Instead, he stays level-headed, which can be both a relief and a challenge. This unflappable demeanor forces women to confront their feelings without the usual crutches of emotional validation. It's like being met with a mirror that reflects their own volatility back at them, and that's a discomforting but revealing experience. The Sigma male's indifference to emotional outbursts means that women often have to navigate their feelings without the typical feedback loop they're used to. They can't rely on stirring up a reaction to make a point or to gauge how serious someone is about their concerns. This not only makes interactions with him less predictable, but also requires a level of self-control and self-awareness that many aren't accustomed to. His ability to remain unmoved in the face of emotional upheaval turns the typical dynamics of emotional exchanges on their head, making him a compelling and confounding presence. Number 4. His loyalty has to be earned, not bought. The Sigma male's loyalty isn't something you can simply buy or demand. It has to be earned through genuine respect and connection. Unlike many who may offer loyalty as a response to status or material benefits, the Sigma male's allegiance is deeply rooted in authenticity and mutual appreciation. He isn't swayed by grand gestures or superficial displays of affection. His loyalty is a rare and valuable commodity earned by proving yourself worthy of his trust and respect. This approach to loyalty sets him apart in a world where people often expect to receive loyalty as a default or a reward for external achievements. For the Sigma male, loyalty isn't a transactional element. It's a reflection of a profound personal bond. To gain his loyalty, you must engage with him on a deeper level, showing that you understand and respect his unique perspective and values. It's not about impressing him with flashy gestures, but about connecting with him genuinely and demonstrating that you are someone who values his principles and supports his individuality. The Sigma male's reluctance to offer loyalty easily can be both a challenge and an opportunity. It requires others to approach him with sincerity and integrity, rather than relying on conventional methods of winning affection. This expectation of earning loyalty, rather than buying it, means that relationships with him are built on a foundation of mutual respect and true connection, not just on appearances or material gains. His loyalty, once earned, is steadfast and unwavering. It's not given lightly, but when it is, it signifies a deep and genuine bond that stands the test of time and remains impervious to superficial changes or fleeting interests. Number 3. Sigma males are uncatchable. The Sigma male is elusive, an enigma that modern women find almost impossible to pin down. He's uncatchable, not because he's playing games, but because he's fundamentally disinterested in being captured or controlled. In a world where many people crave attention and validation, the Sigma male operates on a different frequency. He's not interested in being the center of anyone's universe, nor does he play by the usual rules of attraction or pursuit. His uncatchable nature stems from his deep-rooted independence and self-sufficiency. He doesn't seek validation or affirmation from others, so he's not swayed by attempts to reel him in. When women try to capture his attention, they often find that their usual tactics don't work. He's not going to be impressed by grand gestures or strategic advances. Instead, he moves through life on his own terms, with a confidence that doesn't rely on anyone else's approval. What makes him truly uncatchable is his ability to remain emotionally detached. He's not drawn into the typical dance of attraction and pursuit. He won't chase or be chased. He's simply there, doing his own thing, with no need to conform to conventional expectations. Women who are used to setting the rules and having men follow them are often bewildered by his refusal to play along. He doesn't fit into their strategies or plans, and that makes him feel like an unreachable prize. This quality of being uncatchable isn't about creating distance or being deliberately difficult. It's about living authentically without the need for external validation. The Sigma male's refusal to be captured by conventional means forces women to confront a new reality, one where their usual methods of attraction and influence don't apply. This sense of being uncatchable makes him both a tantalizing mystery and an enduring frustration as he defies the norms and remains just out of reach. Number 2. They can't manipulate him. Sigma males are a complete enigma when it comes to emotional manipulation, and that's where things get tricky. They see through it instantly. While most people are caught up in the tangled web of emotions and subtle games that often define modern dating and relationships, The Sigma male remains completely unaffected. He doesn't play along, doesn't respond to emotional bait, and certainly doesn't fall for the usual tactics that might work on others. And this is exactly what frustrates modern women who are used to bending situations in their favor with a look, a word, or a shift in tone. With a Sigma, none of that works. There's something unnerving about someone who isn't swayed by your mood, who won't chase after you when you pull away, and who stays grounded no matter how much emotional chaos you try to create. It's not that he's being cold or distant, he just refuses to be drawn into games. He's mastered the art of detachment without becoming disconnected, and that makes him incredibly difficult to control. For women who are used to men seeking their validation or attention, this is both bewildering and infuriating. The moment a woman tries to test him or manipulate him emotionally, he walks away, calm, collected, and completely unbothered. That level of self-assurance sends a powerful message. You can't control me, and I won't bend to your will. This refusal to be manipulated creates a sense of powerlessness, and that power shift is deeply unsettling. The Sigma male operates on a level of emotional independence that feels out of reach for many, and that's why they find him so frustrating. He won't play the game, and for those who thrive on controlling the narrative, that's a battle they simply can't win. Number 1. Sigma male independence threatens their ego. The Sigma male's independence is a direct threat to many modern women, and it's a fact that unsettles and even intimidates. His self-sufficiency isn't just a trait, it's a powerful statement of his ability to live completely on his own terms. In a world where relationships often hinge on mutual dependency and the blending of lives, his refusal to compromise his autonomy is a radical departure from the norm. When a Sigma male maintains his independence, it challenges the conventional idea of partnership. He doesn't need anyone to complete him or validate his choices. This sense of self-reliance can make women feel insecure, as it disrupts the typical dynamics where emotional needs and companionship are seen as essential. His independence means he's not looking for anyone to fulfill his life or fix his problems, which can make others feel like they have little impact on him. For many women, the idea of a partner who is completely self-sufficient and untroubled by the usual emotional exchanges can be disconcerting. It's not just about the practical aspects of independence, but also about the emotional distance it creates. When a Sigma male isn't swayed by attempts to create emotional dependence, it can feel like a personal challenge, forcing women to question their role and impact in the relationship. His independence isn't about rejecting connections, it's about valuing them on his own terms. This can be both a breath of fresh air and a source of frustration. For women who are used to relationships that require a degree of emotional investment and dependence, the Sigma male's ability to thrive alone can feel like a threat to the established norms of intimacy and connection. It's this very autonomy that makes him both intriguing and unsettling, as it turns the usual expectations of relationship dynamics on their head. In conclusion, in a world where many relationships are guided by predictable patterns and societal expectations, the Sigma male stands out as an elusive force that defies convention. His resistance to being dazzled by beauty, his immunity to emotional outbursts, and his uncatchable nature challenge the norms of attraction and engagement. For modern women, who are often accustomed to traditional roles and expectations, the Sigma male represents a paradox that is both intriguing and infuriating. His quiet independence, his ability to remain detached from the chaos of emotional displays, and his refusal to be captured by typical methods of pursuit, create a dynamic that is both refreshing and frustrating. He navigates life with a sense of self-sufficiency that disrupts the usual patterns of interaction and forces those around him to reconsider their approach. Ultimately, the Sigma male's unique qualities reveal deeper truths about human interaction and self-worth. He highlights the value of authenticity over superficial charm, and the strength found in remaining true to oneself despite societal pressures. For those who encounter him, understanding and accepting his nature can lead to profound personal growth and a reevaluation of what truly matters in relationships. The Sigma male, with his extraordinary presence, challenges us to look beyond the obvious and embrace a deeper, more genuine connection. If you enjoyed this deep dive into Sigma males, hit subscribe to stay updated with more unique insights and intriguing content. Don't miss out. Join us now and keep the knowledge flowing. Thanks for tuning in, gents. Bye for now and see you in the next video. Take care and God bless.